Tarikur Rahman, how are you today?
Alhamdulillah, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm also fine. How about your BCS Viva preparation?
Yes, sir. I am taking my preparation well, Alhamdulillah. And please keep me in your prayers so that I can be successful in my first attempt.
Yes. And what did you read today?
Actually, sir, I uh, read newspaper, daily newspaper, and I revised my papers that I read down in my papers and something related to my department and other basic issues, sir. And I am actually, sir, preparing all the costumes and other things required for Viva. So I am facing a tough time, sir.
Yes, this is really very tough time and very busy time as well
Yes,
because
sir.
now time is very valuable each and every day because you have only how many days are left? 17 February,
Sir,
brother?
yes, sir. Only, sir, 4 days.
Only 4 days are left. Oh, your time is very, very limited.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Bible will be started from which date?
16th February, sir.
Oh, your Bible is on the second day.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shaheen, when is your Bible?
Sir, 4th March will help my
4th
Bible,
March.
sir.
Okay, you will get some other days. Abul Kashem, when will your Bible be held?
Sorry, sir.
Abul Kashem, when will your Bible be held?
My Viva date is not released yet.
Has not been
Uh,
decided yet.
I will appear in both colors, so my Viva uh,
Oh,
will
yes, date will come later. Okay.
will later.
You are not in the first list. Okay, good. Okay, good. So you will get time. You will get time, and you can have preparation for this. Good. And Shahin Alam, how is your preparation for
Uh,
Viva this time?
Sir, actually, couldn't manage enough time for taking preparation, but I try my level best in my position, and Alhamdulillah, I try
Okay,
to
you
take
are pleased at
good
your performance.
preparation.
Good. Nice. Okay. Well, now we are going to start our session, formal session. Today's topic is relation between your subject and first choice. This is really very difficult question for the candidates from different discipline. You have to make a link. You have to find out a link, or you have to find out some tactics so that you can somehow come out from these questions. And today's questions from asking questions about the functions of newly recruited BCS cadres, functions of DCs, functions of the cabinet secretary and the principal secretary. Well, good. Tarikur Rahman, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my first question to you, what are the functions of deputy commissioner?
Sir, the functions of deputy commissioner can be divided mainly into three types. First of all, as a deputy commissioner, he or she actually coordinates the developmental functions taken by all the departments, branches, and other sections in that districts. And secondly, as a district magistrate, he actually exercises some judicial power that was according to the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898. And as a district collector, he actually collects land revenue and maintains land administration and land records and other things. Besides these three main roles, he actually, it is said that a deputy commissioner is the all in all of a district. So he actually uh, he actually have to coordinate all the developmental
Has to coordinate all the development
developmental
activities.
functions in his or her respective district. So he also perform as a chief education officer in his district or her district, and he also performs election related task during the local and national election as a chief returning officer, and he also performs as a chief protocol officer, that is given the protocol given to the BIP, that means very important person, when they visit his or her respective district and other special guest. And during the natural disaster, he actually performs a lot of uh, responsibilities to the uh, disaster prone people, and he is the president of the district disaster management committee, and he also the chief of the committee regarding the law and order in his or her respective district. And he also has to perform various functions, actually sir. He has to perform and other functions that I can mention is that he also the chief of various committees like family planning, environment committee, and liberation war related activities committee, and so many committees, sir. So
Okay. Well, can a deputy commissioner exercise judicial power?
yes, sir. According to the Code of Criminal Procedure, section 10, a, a deputy commissioner is termed as a district magistrate. So, according to this law, he can exercise judicial power, and according to the Mobile Court Act 2019, a deputy commissioner actually conduct mobile court, and he maintains law and order in her or his respective district, and he also give orders or directly he suppresses the riot, illegal assembly of people, and he also lead the suppression activities uh, of the against the occupation of the government lands and other government properties, sir.
Okay. Who deals, coordinates the working of all government offices within the district and looks after the law and order situation in the district?
Definitely, sir, a deputy commissioner.
Deputy
Who,
commissioner.
yes,
Can a
sir.
DC be called the district collector? Why or why
Yes,
not?
yes, sir. Actually, when Warren Hastings created this deputy uh, collector post, actually now it is known as deputy commissioner, but during its creation, it was known only as a deputy collector. So and during the British period, the DC office was known as a collectorate office. So a DC actually collect land revenue, and he maintains other functions related with land administration, land record, and he provides land settlement records and determine the owner of the land. So he can collect revenue, and that is why he can be termed as district collector.
Okay. What are the functions of the cabinet secretary?
Uh, the cabinet secretary performs various functions, such as he coordinates all the functions taken by all the ministries and divisions. He conduct the oath taking event of the minister, state minister, and deputy minister. He also uh,
He conducts
provides.
or coordinates. He
Actually, sir,
conducts
he
or taking
coordinates.
coordinates. Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir. He coordinates and oath taking during the oath taking event. He actually organized this event, and he provides secretarial functions to the prime minister and all other cabinet division to the cabinet division, and he performs according to the rules of business 1996 various functions, and the responsibilities of a cabinet secretary is laid down in that rules of business 1996. So in a broad sense we can say that he actually coordinates, he provides secretarial assistance to the cabinet division, and he monitor, evaluate, and he is the chief of superior selection board that is responsible for appointment to the higher official levels. So these are the functions that are done by a cabinet secretary. And
What are
the
what are the functions of the principal secretary?
yes, sir. The principal secretary actually uh, coordinates all the intelligence agencies and branches of the country, and he is the principal secretary to the prime minister, and he provides secretarial assistance to the prime minister, honorable prime minister, and he uh, actually, sir, he also provides protocol to the foreign government head. That means foreign government prime minister or president. He provides and he acts as a protocol officer to the foreign prime minister or president, sir.
Okay, good. Well, is there any difference between the cabinet secretary and the principal secretary?
Yes, sir. There is specific responsibilities for cabinet secretary and for principal secretary of the state. So we can say that they have different functions, but sometimes their activities overlap. So they solve. In that case, they actually coordinate their functions, sir, and
Okay.
they always exchange information with one another, sir, with each other.
Okay. Who is the present cabinet secretary of Bangladesh?
Dr. Khondogar Anwarul Islam is the 22nd Cabinet Secretary of Bangladesh, People's Republic of Bangladesh government.
Who is the present principal secretary of Bangladesh?
The present Principal Secretary of Bangladesh is Dr. Ahmed Kaukaus.
What will be your duties as a newly recruited admin cadre?
Sir, as a newly recruited admin cadre, I will work as a staff officer of a deputy commissioner, and I will um, perform different functions as instructed by the respective district commissioner, that means deputy commissioner, and I will also perform I will also help in organizing various national days like our Victory Day, our Independence Days events, and other functions as instructed by the respective officials or authorities, sir.
Okay, at times we hear the news of corruption in various departments of the government. What will you do to make your office corruption free?
At first, sir, here I will mention that our government has taken a policy of zero tolerance against corruption. So and our country is doing better in reducing corruption. So if I am the officers of any uh, organization or agency, then I will try to make everything visible. That means all the functions conducted or operated by all the officials of my respective department or agencies, I will try to make all of these functions visible through online. So that's why in this way I can ensure transparency, and I will always try to hold some communications with the people, local people, and I will try to get their opinion regarding the service delivery. Is there any bribe taking person? And I will also try to organize some events regarding the corruption free administration, and by providing training on ethics, integrity, and by awareing them about government policies regarding the corruption. I will try my all officials to be corruption free, and provide I will try to make some incentives program for them so that they can be corruption free, and I will try to make ensure that each and every person of my respective department or agencies is corruption free. And most mostly I will try to get the survey or the information opinion from the respective regions, peoples, political leaders, and others, that how can we reduce such type of corruption, how can we make a corruption free country, so that we can achieve the dream of Sonar Bangla, that was which was taken by our father of the nation,
Was
Bangabandhu Sheikh
dreamed
Mujibur
by
Rahman.
our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
And in that way, we will
Okay,
try
thank you,
to
thank you.
make a
Okay,
developed
what
country.
is your subject is public administration.
Yes,
How
sir.
is your subject related to your first choice?
Sir, as I was a student of public administration discipline, so I have been taught many things regarding the administration, bureaucracy. First of all, we have been taught um, how to implement a policy effectively and cost effectively, and how to formulate decision, and public finance, public performance, change management, and the comparative public administration. By all these courses that we have been taught, I think it will help me accelerate the task of an administrator, because the main task or main job of an administrator is to implement a government policy or government functions. So in that case, I can say that I will be able to utilize my expertise and to my academic knowledge in this way. So uh, I can uh, ensure an effective implementation, and I can help in improving the service delivery of the government service holder. And in that case, uh, I can utilize my academic knowledge, sir. And
Good, thank you.
after all, I can say that as I was a student of social science faculties, so all the things that we have been taught actually more or less related to the society. So actually society influences administration, and administration influences society. So my uh, social sciences knowledge on various aspects like corruption, and like administration, states organ functions of the various states departments, constitutions, all these things will help me accelerate the functions and the implementation of the government policies, programs, projects. So in this way, my subject is very much related to my first choice.
Good. Thank you. Your presentation is much better today. You have answered all the questions with a lot of information, and it covers almost everything. Overall presentation is good. Shaheen Alam, ready to speak?
Sir, I will take some time, sir. Later I
You
will.
need some time. Okay. Abdullah Mamun, are you ready? Abdullah Mamun. Mamun is not here. Okay. Brishti, are you ready?
No, sir, I'm not ready today. I'm
Okay,
just
hear them.
listening.
Hear
Yes,
them.
sir.
Okay.
Here.
Abul Kashem, are you ready?
Sir, I am not taking preparation, but I will try to my best to answer.
Well, the first question, at times we hear the news of corruption in various departments of the government. What will you do to make your office corruption free?
Mm, Uh, sorry, sir. Uh, to make my office corruption free, I will take some steps, such as stopping broker violence outside of the office and ensuring accountability of officials in my office, uh, in ensuring transparency of all office work, uh, and to make everyone aware of the evils of corruption.
Okay, will the general people have easy access to your office or you will make it difficult for them?
Sorry, sir.
Will the general people have easy access to your office or you will make it difficult for them?
Yes, I will have easy access to my office. All of general people, they always conduct with me their problems.
Say you are an admin cadre and are posted in a remote area where there is not any good school to educate your children. What will you do in such a situation?
Uh, when I posted in a remote area, yeah, the- there is no uh, there is no good administration, uh, but there is a government educational institution. They are have a government educational institution. I enroll my children in this government institution, and I'll try to improve the quality of this educational institution in this area.
Okay, do you think you will have to deal with some pressure group in your while working? Who are they?
Some pressure group while working um, with jail, such as political figures, media persons, and many social organizations, basically who are work uh, about women and children. Yes.
Okay, some social organization as well, civil society. Okay. How will you tackle the challenges that may come across while working?
Will the challenge- Sorry, sir, I can't.
How will you tackle the challenges that you may come across while working?
mm,
Can't? Can't you answer?
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
No.
Then what are the functions of DC?
DC means the deputy commissioner are perform many functions in the district. Uh, it has three alternative names such as deputy commissioner, district collector, district magistrate. Uh, as a deputy commissioner, DC control and supervision of revenue office and function in the district. Uh, as a and a collection of land revenue and other government dues, uh, settlement of cash land and other properties, then control and supervision of the magistrates in the district, uh,
Okay. What are the
function.
functions of the principal secretary?
Sorry, sir,
You have no idea
I
about the
can't.
functions of principal secretary?
Uh, have idea function of this principal secretary is that he works in Prime Minister office under Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Uh, uh,
Then he coordinates the activities
uh,
of
he's
various intelligence agency, and he works as a protocol officer when, say, a prime minister, prime minister, or president of other countries visit our country. Then he
yeah,
also the activities of the officers working in prime minister's office.
yes,
That means he coordinates the activities of the officers of the work, yes, of the people who are working at the prime minister's office. Well,
yes.
okay. How is your subject and your first choice related?
Sir, my subject is Islamic studies and first choice administration. Uh, Actually, sir, I did not related this subject. I and for this I will email uh, how to relate my subject.
But you have to say something. You have to say something. How your subject and your first choice related. Tarikur Rahman, can you help him? How his subject and his first choice related?
Sir, actually, it is very difficult for me because I have not studied Islamic studies. But one thing I can say to him that he can say that what are the courses you have done at your university?
Uh, my courses basically history of Islam, study of Hadith, study of Fiqh, and uh, political economics.
Yes, you
Uh,
can say, you can mention the political economy, and you can say that I believe that a deputy commissioner or any government officer must have integrity and honesty. So, as I am a student of Islamic studies, I have studied all the basic principles of and the qualities of a good human being. So in that case, as a deputy secretary, I can utilize my academic knowledge to be a good officer. Is it right, sir?
Yes, sir.
And as you have learned political economy, you can say that political economy has an impact on every decision of the state. So in that case, my political economy knowledge can be applied in taking decision and implementing decision and handling any situation. So you can say this. And other courses, is there any course?
Uh,
You can also say that
uh,
fika is also, that means research, right? Fic.
yeah,
So in making any decisions, a deputy commissioner has to sometime conduct some research. That means the impact of the decisions taken by the DC office, what are the beneficiaries, and why the people did not get the expected benefits from that decision or from that project. So in that case, you can say that I can utilize my FIC knowledge because it is a research based subject. So in that case, it will help a deputy commissioner as a lot.
Okay, Abul Kashem, did you learn anything that is related to pitch? Did you learn anything in your subject that is related to pitch, P-E-A-C-E,
sorry, sir. Peace.
pitch? Did you learn anything from your subject that is related to pitch, P-E-A-C-E?
Uh, no, sir, but
Didn't you learn anything
human.
in Islamic study? Didn't you learn anything about pitch? What does Islam work with? Every religion works with peace. Their goal is to establish peace in the society, peace in the minds of people. That means every religion's goal is to establish peace, peace in the
Competitive
society.
religion. Yes, sir.
Didn't you read it?
Competitive religion. Competitive
Completely?
religion.
No, that is the issue.
On course.
That means yes, competitive religion, the peach. Say you learned something about peach. The religion, this say one courses that taught about how to establish peace or what's peace, why peace is needed, and how peace can be established. So if you read something like that, this you can link this to law and order situation. Law and order situation because say admin cadres or administrations has to maintain law and order situation in the society. So yes, their ultimate goal in some cases is to establish peace in the society. If society becomes violent, then no work can be done accurately. But if peace exists, law and orders exist, then things can get we can get things done easily. So you can link something related to peace that you have studied and law and order situation that the administrators work with. This is very important part, and you can say relate political economy, okay, significance of political economy in administration, Sifika research, the importance of research work in administration. Okay, mainly you can relate peace and law and order situation. This is a significant part, and think of and try to find out how it can be linked. You have to think for 30 minutes. Okay, then you will get something that
Yes,
can be linked. So research is very important. If you think of, you will surely get a link. But if you don't think of, you will not get a link. So we have to give importance on thinking, on research. Okay. Well, your overall performance is not satisfactory today. We hope you will improve your performance on the days coming ahead. Now, I'm Shahin Alam. Keep your video on. Shahin Alam. What is your subject?
Yes, sir. My subject is Persian language and literature.
Persian language and literature. Persian language and literature. Okay. What are the functions of deputy commissioner?
Sir, Deputy Commissioner or DC have many functions in his or her respective area. The Deputy Commissioner, as a Deputy Commissioner, he perform all the administrative side of his districts. As a district collector, the Deputy Commissioner collects the revenues of his or her districts, and as a district magistrate, he exercised the judicial power in his respective area. Uh, Besides these, a deputy commissioner perform various functions. He is the chief of all kinds of committee in his districts. The deputy commissioner play an important role in his or her districts.
Can a deputy commissioner exercise judicial power after the independence of judiciary?
Yes, sir. A deputy commissioner can exercise his or her judicial judicial power under the Code of Criminal Procedure of 1898, and also he exercised his judicial power under the Mobile Code Act 2009.
Okay, and the mobile code and okay. Well, who deals, coordinates the working of all government offices within the district and looks after all law and order situation in the district?
Obviously, deputy commissioner. Sir.
Deputy commissioner. Can a DC be called the district collector? Why or why not?
Yes, sir. A DC called a district collector also. When the Warren Hastings create this post, this time this post name district collector, and the function of the district collector collection all types of revenues of his or her respective area. Uh, at present, also a district a deputy commissioner collect the revenue of his district. So we can say the deputy commissioner as a district collector.
What are the functions of the cabinet secretary?
Sir, cabinet secretary is the chief officer of the cabinet division. As a chief officer of cabinet division, the cabinet secretary performs different types of function. He The cabinet secretary uh, moderate the oath taking ceremony of minister, deputy minister, and state minister. The cabinet secretary uh, also create the resolution of cabinet meeting, and he delivered about the meeting in front of journalists. Uh, Beside this, the cabinet secretary uh, try to maintain all the function of cabinet division.
What are the duties? What are the functions of principal secretary?
Sir, principal secretaries under the prime minister office perform different types of functions. As a uh, principal secretary, he try to make a bonding between the prime minister office and the other ministries, uh, and he uh, also exchange all the information between different various ministry.
Okay. Well, is there a difference between the cabinet secretary and the principal secretary?
Yes, sir. There is a difference between a cabinet secretary uh, the and uh, and the principal secretary. They work their respective area, specific area. The cabinet secretary works in the cabinet division, and the principal secretary works in his prime minister offices. But when they meet, they can exchange their information uh, among themselves.
Who is the present cabinet secretary of Bangladesh?
The name of present Cabinet Secretary of Bangladesh is Khandakar Anwarul Islam.
Anwarul Islam or Anwarul Karim?
Anwarul Kori, Anwarul
Is it
Anwarul
Anwarul
Islam, sir.
Karim or Anwarul
Yes,
Islam?
sir, Anwarul Islam, sir.
Anwarul Islam.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who is the present Principal Secretary of Bangladesh?
The present Principal Secretary of Bangladesh, Dr. Ahmed Kaikaus.
Ahmed Kaikaus. Okay. At times we hear the news of corruption in various departments of the government. Uh, uh, what will you do to make your office corruption free?
Sir, actually, corruption is the curse of our national life. So that our present government, especially our Prime Minister, show the zero tolerance against the corruption. As a government servant, I will try to apply all the government direction to remove the corruption in my office. Also, I use the ICT based. I make my office ICT based, and it will helpful for me to remove the corruption of my office.
That means you will go according to the law. Will you do anything outside law? Going outside law?
uh, Outside law, I will obviously I try to apply on my experience and education side, apply in my workplace, such as I monitoring. I set up the CC camera in my office, all areas, and also I try to give under my officials, give proper training about
Can CC
the.
camera reduce corruption?
It will be helpful, sir, because in my room so I will see all the activities of my officials, and I
Okay.
easily know about their activities.
If you say install CC camera in your entire office, officers may take bribe after going outside of the office. Okay, they may go to tea stall, they may go to restaurant, hotel, or other places where the CC camera does not cover. Then
Actually, sir, I try my level,
how?
at my
How
level,
will you try?
sir. Sorry, sir.
How?
Uh, I Sorry, sir.
That
You
means
can
if
help
you
me
want to make
provide
your
the
office
answer.
corruption free, at first you have to be corruption free. Okay, if as you are the head of your office, then you have to stay out of corruption. Okay, you have to be fully honest. Then you will have to do two things. You will have to you will take punitive actions against the corrupt officers. That means you can apply two strategies. That means you can convince them not to make corruption, say by putting a lot of arguments. At the same time, you may take some strict punishments of the officers who are corrupt. And yes, you may receive complaints from the masses about the officers' activities. That means if you want to make your office corruption free, you have to be honest at first. If an officer, if the chief officer of a office is corrupt, then the entire system will surely become corrupt. So your task will be at first you have to remain on. You have to be honest. You have to keep your office out of corruption. Then you have to motivate your subordinates or the work people who are working under you. Then if even if they do not listen or if they become corrupt, you will take strict punishment against the corrupt officers. Okay. Well, will the general people have easy access to your office or you will make it difficult for them?
Mm, Sir, obviously, the general people will have access by office easily, because I want to serve this type of people, so they can easy access in my office.
Okay, how is your subject related to your first choice? Your subject Persian language and
Literature.
literature. Your subject is administration. How is your subject and first choice related?
Sir, my subject was Persian language and literature. Actually, sir, literature is the reflection of our life. Uh, when I studied this subject, I know the human life and their performance. When I say about the Persian literature, language and literature, sir, Persian is one of the rich literature in the world. So I taught many sides of this subject, and also the Persian language based on honesty, morality, uh, which I
Yes,
learned
honesty,
from this
morality,
subject.
good.
I
And
can apply
yes,
this in my workplace. And also beside this, sir, I in my university I studied different courses, such as when I studied Bangladesh studies. This time I learned about our constitution, our government system, our administration system, which can be helpful for me in my workplace. Uh,
okay, good.
uh,
You have linked somehow, good. Okay, fine. Your answers quite good because you have answered the questions with a lot of information, and you have added some new things that Tariqur Rahman did not mention. So overall, your presentation is good. Well, Alauddin, are you ready to speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Habjul Bari, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Habjul Bari, remain ready. I will ask you after some times. Okay. These are the questions. Okay, Alauddin, what
Yes,
is
sir.
the subject?
Sir, my subject is health economics.
Health economics. Is it a new subject?
Yes, sir.
Okay, health economics. Well, first question, what are the functions of deputy commissioner?
Deputy commissioners have lot of functions. Some functions of deputy commissioners are revenue functions, magisterial functions, maintenance of public orders and security, administration of administrator of jail, and some electoral matters, uh, election issues. He is performed as a returning officer, and mm, some publications, land issues. He deals many things of the in the district.
Good. Can a deputy commissioner exercise judicial power?
Yes, sir. According to the Code of Criminal Procedure, CRPC 1988, Chapter 2, give the power of DC to perform the tasks as a magistrate.
Okay. Uh, Magistrate. Well, okay. Who deals, coordinates the working of all government officials within the district and looks after the law and order situation in the district?
Sir, uh, Deputy Commissioner perform the all tasks of the districts.
Can a DC be called the district collector? Why or why not?
Yes, sir. The Deputy Commissioner may be termed many titles he have achieved according to his tasks. When he perform his tasks as a revenue collector in the district, he is called the collector.
Okay. What are the functions of the cabinet secretary?
The function of cabinet secretary is secretarial works for the cabinet. Second task is review of the progress and implementation of the cabinet decision. He performs tasks, coordination of the inter-ministerial coordinations. He performs tasks, the presidents of SSB, that is Superior Selection Board. He announced all the decisions taken by the cabinet divisions,
Okay.
etc.
What are the functions of the principal secretary?
The function of principal secretaries are secretarial assistants to the Prime Minister, and secondly, he performs his tasks as administrator, including financial matters of the Prime Minister office. Secondly, he coordinates of all intelligence agency in the country, and thirdly, he work as a protocol officer of the Prime Minister's office.
Okay.
And he works as per the direction of the Prime Minister as over the time, as directed by the Prime Minister also.
Okay. Is there a difference between the cabinet secretary and the principal secretary?
Yes, sir. There is a lot of difference between cabinet secretary and principal secretary. Because there are two, this is the two entities, two organ. I think cabinet secretary works under the cabinet division of Bangladesh, and principal secretary works under the PMO office, Prime Minister office.
Okay. Well, at times we hear the news of corruption in various departments of the government. What will you do to make your office corruption free?
Sir, firstly, I will try my level best to himself corruption free, and secondly, I will, as an head of the department, I will discuss all my subordinates so that they can himself free corruption free to build the Sonar Bangla. And thirdly,
Do you think they will hear if you discuss only?
Ji?
Do you think they will hear if you discuss only, if you talk to them only?
Sir, I cannot hear your question, please.
So that you will discuss with your officers, with your subordinates about corruption. Do you
Yes.
think they will be honest after discussing with them, soon after having a discussion with them?
Sir, if they could not hear my instruction, I will inform my higher authorities so that according to law, so that they can receive punish as per the law.
Okay, affirmative action. Okay. Well, do you think you will have to deal with some pressure group while working? Who are they?
Sir, I do not agree. I cannot think so, sir.
Why don't you think so? Say, always you have to face some pressure group. Pressure groups means, say, political parties will be a pressure group here. Say, opposition, ruling party will be there, opposition party will be there. So you will have pressure from both the opposition, ruling party and the opposition party. Some civil society will be there. Then, then organization of the reporters and journalists, you will find there. Then sometimes you have to face pressure from some other pressure group like say workers union, okay, motor owners associations, truck driver owners associations, okay, and civil society, sometimes some students union, a lot of pressure group may be there. Okay. Well, how will you tackle the challenges that you may come across while working?
Sir, I will tackle the pressures using my knowledge, which I received from different trainings from the different government organization. And if I am, and I also discussed with my superiors to take some lesson
Superior
from
authority,
them.
yes.
And
Yes, I'll also
I
discuss
can
with my
tackle.
superior of authority to reach a decision. Good. How is your subject and the first choice related?
Sir, my subject is health economics, and my first choice is BCS administration. First of all, I think development administration is a growing concept in the uh, present days. So I think development administration deals with 3E, that is efficiency, equity, and effectiveness. As I pursued as a student of health economics, I learned many economic theory like micro and macroeconomic theory, demand, supplies, efficiency, equity, effectiveness, opportunity cost, uh, and how to achieve efficiency in the economy, in the decision making, and all other things, how achieve Pareto efficiency we can achieve. So in that way, I can try my knowledge, invest my knowledge in the development administration, which are now very popular in our administrative process.
Good.
In that
Nice.
way, I can relate my
Okay.
subject.
Good. Your presentation is today much better than previous day, because you have answered almost all the questions with a lot of information, and you have made a link with your subjects and your first choice. So overall, your performance is better today. Well, I have Julbari. Could you hear me?
Yes, sir. This is Nabil. Kamal Hassan, sir.
Okay. Will you start?
I only sir, listening to this only.
Want you answer some questions?
I want to be only listener today.
Today. Okay. Okay.
My
Brishti,
network
will you
problem
take part in
interrupting.
speaking, or you will just listen? Brishti?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, you listen. Brishti, could you hear me? No, okay. Now we will go to interactive session. We will go to interactive session. Today we will also choose Tarikur Rahman as a speaker here, and all the guys will ask questions. Questions about functions of newly recruited BCS cadres, functions of DC, functions of the cabinet secretary and the principal secretary. Well, here as many as 15 questions we have asked. Now you have to ask questions to Tarikur Rahman. Out of these 15 questions, he will answer. Start. Start asking questions. Everyone.
Hello, Mr. Tariqur Rahman.
Yes,
I would
please.
like to ask a question to you. You are a student of public administration. I would
Yes.
like to know you, what is administration?
Actually, before defining administration, uh, I can say that a sentence that was given by uh, Dwight Waldo, a renowned. Do you want to know administration or public administration, Mr.
I would
Shine
like to
Bhai?
know administration, only administration.
Okay, then you can say that it is a cooperative human effort to achieve particular goal within a particular environment, and it is the systematic and execution of public law in details. So here we can say that administration is something that tries to achieve or tries to get something done through others uh, within a particular context, and coordination, cooperations are the core things of administration, because there is a difference between administration and management. We can say that administration is the top level authority, while management is a lower or middle level authority. So actually, theoretically, administration determines policy, takes decision, takes program, project, and management actually implements those decision, programs, project taken by the administration. But you know that there are two tiers of administration that is in force in our country. There are these two types are central administration and field administration, and there are two different hierarchies of this administration. The central administration basically determines the policy, they take decision in accordance with the government policy. You know, government means political persons, and their political decisions are actually these decision or these policies actually carries out by field administration. Okay, so there are two types of hierarchy in central administration. The first is of a ministry. There is the first is the minister. He is the executive head of any ministry. Then a state minister, then deputy minister. In some ministries there are only one minister, no deputy minister or a state minister. But in many ministries we can see that there are three ministers: a state minister, and deputy minister. And then comes the position of secretary. After secretary, additional secretary, then joint secretary, then deputy secretary, senior assistant secretary, and assistant secretary. But in the field administration, the top level person is divisional commissioner. After that comes additional divisional commissioner. Then comes the position of uh, deputy commissioner, that means district commissioner. And then comes ADC, that means additional deputy commissioner. Then comes uh, senior assistant commissioner, that means UNO, Upajala Nirvahi officer. And finally comes the position of assistant commissioner.
Next question, nice.
Okay, thank you. Sir, I have another question.
Okay.
Okay.
What are the functions of the assistant commissioner of land?
Actually, when a assistant commissioner at the very entry level is promoted to SC land, that means assistant commissioner of land, then he actually works as a revenue circle officer. That means he works under a Upajala Nirvahi officer to collect land revenue and to deal with the land related aspects, to maintain land administration. He actually provide land records to the landowner, and he performs as a legal person on behalf of the government regarding land litigation. And he actually helps the UNO in discharging his land related aspects.
Next.
Tarikul, I have one question.
Okay.
Do you know how DCS perform his tasks? That is, under which law give him his power to perform his tasks?
Actually, there is no specific law as per my knowledge, but there is a law that is the District Act. That was the basis. That is the basis of the functions of a deputy commissioner. And in 2011, there was promulgated another law regarding the functions and responsibilities of a deputy commissioner. But the District Act that was promulgated in 1839 uh, is the basis of the functions. This is actually the legal basis for the functions, responsibilities of a deputy commissioner. But a deputy commissioner also performs his duties and responsibilities as per the direction of the government and cabinet secretary,
Yes,
divisional
yes.
commissioner.
Yes, which law give him power to perform according to the, he is a representative of the state government. So which law
Is
gives
there
him
any
power?
specific law? Do you know
Yes, that is
what
allocation of business. And allocation
ru-
of
ru-
give
actually
business.
rules of business? It was rules of business 1996. This is not
Rules,
only this
rules of
is
business.
yes,
Yes,
actually this is the mother law for all ministries.
all ministries.
And minister actually uh, from secretariat and divisional commissioner, actually these are hierarchical function. Okay,
Yes.
so there is no specific law for because the main task of a deputy commissioner is to implement the policy of the government. So and to obey the order instructions of the government. So they has to follow the instructions of their upper level authorities, that means divisional commissioner, and at the top of this authority is the cabinet secretary. So they
Top,
have to
top of this
functions.
authority cabinet, he's a performance tax under the Ministry of Public Administration. Public Administration.
No, actually, Ministry of Public Administration is the recruiting, and it is the central body for recruiting, promoting, transferring all the civil servants, not only for um, BCS administration cadre. These actually are related with all the cadre services. But BCS Administration Academy is solely for BCS admin cadre. They conduct different types of training for making BCS admin cadre efficient and effective and skilled. So these are the these two organizations as I know.
Next question.
Why BCS administration is a dynamic cadre?
Because they have to work in different types of ministries, in different organization, in different localities. Even they have to work in work abroad. So this is the dynamism that a admin cadre um, may face during their job career, the whole job career. That is why this is called a dynamic cadre.
Next.
About
What is
the, do you know about the spoil system?
Yes, this is actually introduced in the United States of America. By this system, actually, government officials were recruited on the basis of their political linkage, and it was I don't know. It is is it in force in America these days? But once it was in force in the United States of America.
what is the difference between Council of Ministers and Cabinet?
According to the Constitution of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, Article 15.1, in this article, it is said that there shall be a Prime Minister, and Prime Minister will decide to form a cabinet. That means Prime Minister is the sole determiner to form the cabinet. He actually selects some minister to form a cabinet, and the cabinet is uh, collectively responsible to the legislature. And according to the article 56(1), in this article, it is discussed about the um, council for ministers. Okay, all the
Yeah.
minister, state minister, deputy minister are the members of council for minister, and this is the authoritative body for making any policy, for making any program, and but they are not collectively responsible to the legislature. They are solely, that means a person or a minister is solely responsible to the legislature for his respective ministries, but cabinet is collectively responsible to the legislature. So cabinet actually is the top level body, and some important ministers are include are the members of cabinet. Not all the ministers, but all the minister, deputy minister, and state ministers are the members of council for ministers, and these are the difference between these two agencies.
Question was, what are the differences between cabinet,
Cabinet
minister,
and council for minister.
oh,
Council of Ministers.
Council of Ministers and
Cabinet.
Cabinet.
Mr. Tarigol, do you know about the difference between the executive magistrate and judicial magistrate?
Yes, when a person say that magistrate, then it will mean judicial magistrate. And according to the General Clauses Act 1897, Clause 3, Section 3, subsection 32, there is a definition of a magistrate. That means magistrate means only judicial magistrate. If any adjective is used before the word magistrate, but according to the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898, Section 10, uh, executive magistrate, the headlines of this section is executive magistrate. So executive magistrate means the magistrate which are recruited by the Bangladesh Public Service Commission and works as a, and the district deputy commissioner is the district magistrate. And
Recruited by Public Service Commission.
yes,
Recruited.
executive magistrate are recruited by Public Service Commission, and
But after
only magistrate are recruited by Bangladesh Judiciary Service Commission.
according to the sorry, I can interrupt you. According to the CRPC 1898 and chapter 2, clause 10 and subsection 1, this body will show that this law show that government shall be appointed as anyone.
Public
Government
service,
shall appoint
yes,
anyone as an
government
executive magistrate as
has
per
given the authority to
not
Bangladesh
Public
Public
Service
Service
Commission.
Commission.
Not
You
Public
know,
Service Commission, but after taking the exam, Public Service Commission has given the authority of the president to appoint their cadres, but
so
not
do
the
you
Public Service
think,
Commission.
other than Public Service Commission, is there any body to recruit executive magistrate?
I cannot hear your question. Please repeat again.
Do you think that there are another bodies to recruit executive magistrate, or government recruit executive magistrate? How?
In that sense, you are right, but you mentioned some specific law, that is CRPC, but in that law, there is no term about there is no hints about the Public Service Commission.
There is no hints about the Public Service Commission, but I did not quote
If you could,
I
Mr.
did not
Tarikul, if
quote.
you could, any
No, no,
law
no,
should
brother,
be
please.
maintain the main theme of this law. I mean, if you are
Actually,
not
actually, I
this law
explained.
according to CRPC, I cannot ask you question. I cannot ask you a question.
I would
But
like to share
you
information.
Please
mentioned some
let
specific
me
law
see.
and some role of the CRPC 10 and subsection 1, if I am not
Mr.
wrong.
Alauddin.
So in that law there isn't something specific, if I am not wrong.
Actually, let me finish, Mr. Alauddin.
Yes.
Actually, I explained their recruitment process, and I said that in that section there was a definition and role regarding the executive magistrate, and after that I said that these executive magistrates are recruited by Bangladesh Public Service Commission, not according to the CRPC 1898. Okay, and after that I said that only magistrate, that means judicial magistrates, are recruited by Bangladesh Judiciary Service Commission, and these two types of commission are formed by the government to perform the recruiting functions on behalf of the government. So there is no chance to interrupt this.
Mr. Tarkur Rahman.
Thank you.
I would
Thank
like
you,
to
Tarkur.
share information.
Thank you.
Ba-
For your
Bangladesh-
kind information.
I have
Thank
just said it. And in section 11, there is another clause regarding the judicial magistrate. But CRPC only is the, this is not the, it is mother law. Okay. But
Tarikul, I have another supplementary question.
Okay, please.
Do you think the recruiting process of executive magistrate is contradict our the main values of our constitution?
I did not get your point.
My point is, our constitution say that there is one type of magisterial power, that is judicial magistracy, one type of entity, that is after separation of judiciary. After separation of judiciary, there is in 2007, November 2007, there is one body, that is the perform of judiciary has been judiciary, the work of judiciary একটা এন্টিটির কাজ আরেকটা এন্টিটি করবে না, মানে this is the main values of our constitution after independence of judiciary.
According to Article 22 of our constitution, that the functions of three organs will be separated, and judiciary will be separated from executive and legislature. After that, a case was filed at a court. The case name is Mazdar Hussain case, Bangladesh versus Mazdar Hussain case. So the verdict of this case was that judiciary will be separate from executive influence and executive, but there is a pending case at High Court Division, that is there the separation has been that means judiciary is really separate from executive, and it is actually in progressing this case by the High Court Division under the Supreme Court of Bangladesh. But according to the other law and other acts, a magistrate, an executive magistrate, that means a deputy commissioner or any officials under him can exercise judicial power, but they are only they can exercise this type of judicial power only to operate mobile court, not in any other cases, just only to operate mobile court. So these are the things that I know now. but it is actually in trending. So after the final verdict, we can say about this. But at this moment, what we can say that there is no contradiction because the district magistrate is the head of the law and order agencies, and under him a superintendent of police or any other law and order agencies has to work. So according to the law, he can exercise some judicial or limited judicial power.
Tarigol, according to
Yes.
the Article 22, our constitution ensured that the separation of judiciary. So, I could ask you these values, and we have another entity that is executive magistrate. Do you know that there is a contradictory with our main values with our constitution?
I have
If you
said
found any
regarding this in
contradiction,
my
I want to know if
previous.
you found any contradiction with our constitution and executive magistrate.
Okay,
No,
understood. Okay. Alauddin is talking about Article 22. That means there is only one entity that will handle with judicial power. But when we talk about executive magistrate, they also get some magistracy power. He is talking about it. We will get a lot of controversies throughout the constitutions regarding this. Okay, sometimes a law contradicts another one. It happens. Say, if you think about the punishment, say, for a particular law, there is a punishment for 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. Okay, but in statutory, say in special rule or special law, it is seen that the people who have committed this crime cannot be called guilty, whatever stated in other law of the constitution. So this type of things are there. And though we are saying that our judiciary is separate, but it is not it is not functioning separate, especially lower courts sometimes are interrupted by the executives in some cases. So in that sense, we can say theoretically we are fully separate, but in practice, it is seen that sometimes interruption may be there. In the sense, say, constitution says something or a particular thing, but in practice, we do not get the exact things. Sometimes laws overlaps. Sometimes there are two things, two different things about a particular matter in the constitution. It happens. Okay, it is seen. It is seen. Yeah, we should not go for debate for that. But
Thank you, sir.
judiciary is there. But after the separation of judiciary, the power of admin cadres has greatly reduced. Has greatly reduced because they cannot exercise judicial power, but they can say exercise penal, as per penal code they can punish some people. So probably it is up to 3 years imprisonment, right?
Sir, up to 2 years,
2 years
2 years, sir.
imprisonment.
according to the Mobile Code Law 2009.
But
Okay.
sir, can we say something regarding the importance of the judicial power? As a candidate, we can say the importance of their judicial power, because uh, if we go for uh, settle for any settlement of any case in the court, then there will be huge time. But in mobile court, we can rapidly change and we can reduce the law crime by giving instant order, by giving instant punishment. We can reduce the rate of the crime in the society. So in that case, we can say that it is not unnecessary, but to some extent it is important.
So that's why the 2 years imprisonment. That means
Yes,
mobile
sir.
court or executive magistrate can say DC can give imprisonment up to 2 years.
Because we know the lengthiness of any case by our court and justice division. So in that case, this is to some extent necessary
No, that
for
is
reducing.
mobile code maybe,
Tariqul Islam, Mr. Tariqul Islam, this question will raise when this uh, judicial process is performed by executive magistrate, not
But
assigning
you have to think
judicial
that
magistrate.
I am an interviewee. So in that case, my first choice is administration, and I will always have
Yes,
to be
you
positive,
are talking in favor of
not in a
executive
debating mode.
magistrate.
If I say something negative regarding my first choice, then how I will defend my choice list and why I choose this. So I have to say everything positively, and I have
Yes,
to take
yes.
everything
Yes.
positively. That's why I will have to mention the importance of judicial power for a executive magistrate.
okay, nice. Okay, this is a nice discussion today. We have had nice discussion, nice interview session. We have learned a lot of things, and we have shared a lot of things as well. And through these, our knowledge level has enhanced. At the same time, our fluency level has increased. These are we will have to proceed on, and you have to have a good preparation. I think because of preliminary exam attendance, the number of attendance is very few, because they are say those who have been selected for both cadres are focusing on preliminary test. Okay, they will start BCS viva, reading for BCS viva soon after preliminary test. That's why our attendance, the number of attendance is fewer today. Anyway, even though we have had very nice discussion, very nice interaction, and so this will go ahead. And before that, you will do one thing, that is you will read, spend minimum 1 hour with the questions. Spend minimum 1 hour with the questions at your house, and minimum 30 minutes or 20 minutes about the selected topic. Then you will have a lot of information. You can add this information. Then you see that your answers will be smart. Say Tariqur Rahman answered in a way, then we get some additional information from Shahin Alam, and Giyashuddin also added something. So these are the things that you have to proceed on. Say, a question will be one, but when 200 students answer or sit for the test, answer should be in 200 types. So this is called exam. But if the answers is question one and candidates 200, if the answers is one type, then this is not an answer at all. This is copied and paste. So every person will have to treat things in a different way, from different viewpoint. Okay, we'll have to put arguments from different viewpoints, but we will not try to say impose our idea on others. Just we'll put our points, and another person will put his or her points. This way we will proceed on. This is not like a talk show. We will not say try to impose our point over others, or trying to say that this my point is say best, or not something like that. But you will give reference from constitutions. You will give reference from here or there to make your argument strong. So thank you all for having a nice discussion again. Habzul Bari, will you say something today?
I would like to say this is a wonderful session. Basically, I learned a lot of things from this session. So some speakers are very much knowledgeable about their cadre perspective information. It will be an interactive session, and I thanks all of them, including our dear sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, nice. Next class Sunday at 9. Next class Sunday at 9. And our topics, I'm showing you the topic. Our topic will be, it will be day 5. Topic will be 5 important personalities of your district or hometown. 5 important personalities of your district or hometown. I will ask one from them, one or two from them, and questions, asking questions from the budget for the fiscal year 2021. You have to read budget, okay, budget speech of the finance ministry, okay, and say a budget discussion from the other ministers, And that's why, and you have to have informative questions. We have written as many as 15 questions. We hope we'll add some other questions from your discussion. So you will go through these questions, try to find out smart answer. And when we will start interactive session, you will add questions. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is the end of our today's session.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.